The Philippines is growing, reforms are rolling out, and headlines highlight progress. But for many Filipinos, prices are rising, savings feels tight, and opportunities aren't obvious. Today, we cut through the numbers and focus on money you can feel and understand with practical steps, clear risks, and real opportunities. Straight from a financial advisor's perspective, our guest is someone who helps Filipinos make sense of money in real life. He is a financial advisor, educator, and speaker with years of experience guiding individuals and businesses on how to grow, protect, and manage their finances. Welcome to the show, David.
Thank you, Robert.
Yes,
Thank you, Robert, for having me again. All right.
it's good to have your insights on the show. Now,
Yes.
David, let's start with this. Now, people hear the economy is improving, but what does that actually mean for an ordinary Filipino's wallet or small business? How can they actually see this improvement?
Well, in the first place, if you are an employee, you'll be experiencing more job applications because businesses are expanding. Second, there's going to be lower interest rates. Banks are calling you because they want to give you more loans. Right? And
Good or bad?
that's a good thing, but sometimes it's a trap. But let's talk more about that one later. Another thing is aside from lower interest rates, when it comes to the loans, you're going to be experiencing high savings yield. That's exactly for the employees, but for entrepreneurs, like those people who are currently watching right now, again, they're experiencing customer demands. There's gonna be a lot more people who's gonna be spending their money because not all people are spendthrift, especially when the economy is growing. And another thing that entrepreneurs are also experiencing are the infrastructures. More bridges are being built, more malls are being built as well through PPP. And lastly, they're also experiencing the loans coming from the banks because obviously business expansion is also equivalent to growth of the economy.
Now, okay, before we go and break that down, let's break down another thing. When you pay taxes,
Yes.
how does that impact your daily spending and investments for the ordinary Filipino?
Well, for those people who are not earning enough, they're being spendthrift because everything that they earn right now, although it's really good because of the train law, good thing there's gonna be more net income for those people who are earning that, especially if you're earning 250,000 and above. But the problem here is the government added taxes in the sugary drinks, in other businesses. So they're also experiencing these types of barbell economics wherein they need to do a little bit of consciously awareness exercise whether this expenses is necessary for them or not. All right. So, but for those people who are earning above and beyond, well, they have more options and better options when it comes to investing.
Now, as a financial advisor, when you talk to a lot of your clients, what should every Filipino understand to make smarter money decisions? Reforms like tax state changes, digitalization, ease of doing business, they sound technical, but from a personal finance point of view, which ones really affect how people manage their money day to day?
Well, you know what? That's a good question because way back 2016, the unbanked Filipinos are 77%. Right now, it's down to 50. But if you're going to be looking at another data, the digital transaction share way back 2016 was less than 4%. Right now, it's close to 60. So imagine that digitalization. Yes, digitalization was actually really the big winner here. That's why if you are a business owner, please, and I recommend you to accept all those digital transactions. You know what? We've been into Northern Luzon and even in Mindanao. Very seldom are actually accepting QR codes. All right, everyone is actually accepting cash basis only, right? So that's why it's a massive jump especially in terms of your sale if you will allow people to pay through digital bank.
But there are some, I don't know, I've seen some stores, they just accept digital, not cash.
Yes, because
Seeing that, why that
there's
change?
there's a shift because it also involves less monitoring, okay, for them, and at the same time easy transactions. No need for them to give sukli. Ika nga. All right. So for efficiency, purposes, that's exactly their mindset as a business owner.
Well, na-erode na ba yung what people always say, cash is king?
Well, not
Not yet.
not yet. Okay. Well, there are certain sectors out there that they still prefer cash, but right now, with the growing economy and majority of our people right now, our population is currently age 24 right now. Majority of them are using their phone to pay, so that's an easy way for them to get an access to a really good population who spends a lot.
Now, talking about spending, prices keep rising, but salaries don't really usually match the kind of spending that's happening now. How should Filipinos today adjust their budgets, savings, investments to not only survive, but maybe benefit and grow their money along the way?
Well, I recommend them to have a multiple income stream, because this is what I believe. If you want to finance your dreams, increase your income streams. Well, doing your budget with a single income is really tough. You know what, Robert? I spoke directly to 1,000 people already, and most of them are employees in between 25 to 44. They have two extra jobs aside from their current income stream. You know why? When I ask them behind it, why do you do the things that you do right now? Because they recognize the fact that it's too pricey to live in an urban area right now.
But do you see more really going into multiple income streams? Although we see a lot of still fear, like going into small businesses, but still also working a 9 to 5 job. It's very hard, very time consuming for them.
Not everyone is cut through that multiple income stream as of the moment. But they need to realize that if they are going to want to have a financial freedom or financial security, they need to have multiple cash flows that can support them. Not because if you're gonna be surviving only with one income stream, then you're gonna be thriving with poor multiple income streams.
Now, you were mentioning about traps a while ago. You were talking about loans. Now, are there ways that Filipinos can legally optimize what they pay or save without falling into those traps that make them lose more money in the long run?
Well, you need to have a combination of investing and doing certain auditing with your finances. For some people out there that I spoke with, they preferred tax exempt, okay, investments, which falls into, let's say, for example, the MP2. Second is the PERA, Personal Equity Retirement Account. All right. So it's growing in numbers. There's a lot of.
But do you see more people being aware of those, what the government is providing, the MP2, the PERA, and all that?
Yeah, well, with the tax itself, all right. So there's last year there's this tons of flood control problem that all about taxes. So this year, majority of that I spoke with, especially professionals, they want to look for a tax-exempt investments so that it can also lessen the management fees. There are certain mutual funds with CIMEPA. Second, there's a UITF as well. It's also good as an option for them to explore and increase their investment knowledge.
Now, let's look at the SMEs, the MSMEs. Now, many of them do struggle despite government reforms. Now, what are the most common financial mistakes small businesses and owners make, and how do you think they can fix them?
The deadliest sin, mixing your personal money and your business money. That will create more problems than usual. So how do you fix that? Well, number one, this is what I recommend, and this is what I do. I look for an accountant who can be accountable when it comes to my not only my operations, but at the back end. Right. Okay. And then diagnose itself the problem when it comes to the cash flow. Second, another person that you can actually hire is your lawyers. All right. Invest in a really good network, because lawyers are risk managers. To avoid more problems as a business owner, hang out with all those people.
But some would argue that's expensive. But Are these the kinds of fundamentals, the kind of things that you really have to do before you actually start your business?
Yes, I believe that you cannot do it on your own. That's why you need to pay them retainer fees. If you cannot pay them every single month, then you pay them through retainers, through professional fees, and that will solve your problem. It would be better for you to invest for at least 5,000 pesos than to pay legal problems worth 500,000, right?
See, a lot of entrepreneurs who go under the radar.
Yeah, that is the biggest. That is the biggest problem. So that's the main reason why, if you do things right, if you're being compliant when it comes to the government, definitely you're a good business owner.
Now, with the market, pesos and foreign investments all moving, what should everyday Filipinos or entrepreneurs or small investors, where should they focus on first?
Well, clarity. That's actually the first thing that I'd like to share with our televiewers, because I spoke with two different types of entrepreneurs. When the market was going down way back November 2025, she withdrew all her money at the end of the day because she got panic. All right, she was totally panicking about it's like the Philippines are no longer, it's no longer positive. That's exactly the pessimist side. But I spoke with another one, okay, that he knew exactly that this is just a minor correction. And the difference between that mindset is 500,000, because my client spent only at least put money 768,000. Right now it's already 1.3. So
Mindset talaga.
exactly. Again, remember, if you panic, emotions will eat you up. Definitely, you'll make a lot of mistakes.
Okay, David, we still have much to discuss about and get a lot of insights on how people can really grow their money. But we'll be right back from our guest, David Angway, right after this. You're still watching Business Brief, and still with us is David Angway, financial advisor, and here to show us and to give us a little more insights and educate us about how we can better use the money and grow our wealth. But let's continue with our discussion, David. Now, looking at the low-hanging fruits versus the hidden risks. When the peso weakens or strengthens, now who actually gains and who loses? How can ordinary Filipinos or businessmen protect themselves when this happens?
All right. Well, knowing the economic cycle will really help a lot. But there are three sectors who will benefit when the peso strength weakens. So, number one, the OFWs and their families, because remittances.
Old dollar.
Yes, that's correct. So they can actually have more spending power. Second is the BPO industry, still doing pretty good right now because they earn dollars, right? And then the number three is the exporters, because they export freely goods. They're the goods and they earn dollars as well. But the sectors that's actually affecting really the most is like the consumers, right? So if you want imported goods, you need to pay a higher fee for that, right?
We don't million dollars.
Exactly. Second, the manufacturers. Those are the sectors that are
Get hit.
Yes, and they're, instead of having a large margins, they're experiencing margin squeeze because of that.
How can they protect themselves? How can they look at the market data and use that to their advantage?
Well, they can diversify their business processes. That's the main reason why some business owners are actually moving their manufacturing company outside the country. And at the same time, about those consumers out there, they're looking for other people to buy goods outside the country instead buying it here, right? And so, as a business owner, you need to not, this is actually something that I'd like to emphasize. You time the market here, all right? Or probably you can also do currency spread distribution, wherein you
That's easier said than done.
Yes.
Those who are not really that well educated on the market, but for someone who just wants to save,
yes.
who doesn't really earn that much, how can they protect themselves? How can they save? Where can they put their money?
Oh, all right. Well, they can actually put it directly in a global market right now. I believe that the last time I spoke about these things, the global mutual funds are doing pretty well. I've seen earlier at least 26% this year alone. All right, so yes, exactly. So that's the main reason why our local equities are not doing pretty good as of the moment. All right, although it's 7% positive right now from January 1 up to this date, but the global markets year on year is actually like earning 26%.
But
No,
it still hold when people say when the market's low, buy low, then
Mm.
high. That still hold whenever you talk to your clients. Not just looking for global funds, but looking inside here also. We need to have the economy, or if,
Well,
if the local economy, nobody
that's correct. That's correct.
invest, then
So what I normally inform my client is you can diversify whether, let's say, for example,
mix it up.
at this point in time, 80% global, 20% local equity. If things are doing pretty well, you can probably have 70-30 until such time that we spread it in a really good way. Because what we're looking after right now in terms of the funds is becoming efficient. You're actually moving into the direction we're in. The clients are happy and the economy is doing pretty well as well.
Here in the local scene, we're seeing people going digital, and also digital companies making it easier now for local investors to quickly invest even a small amount, 5 pesos, 1,000 pesos in their e-wallets. Do you see a surge right now?
Yeah.
A lot of the younger generation, or even the Gen X.
Well, good question. Because I spoke to Gen Z company recently, and they were only asking about digital banks, not the commercial banks that we used to love. Because according to them, they experience at least 6% to 8% growth annually. No, all right. Unlike the brick and mortar banks that the biggest one, they cannot provide that, right? So that's why these Gen Zs are getting into the trend of making the economy grow as well, and not only that, they're using their salary to pump up the economy and also experience the growth.
Yeah, that's good. Now, from your experience, David, as when you advise Filipinos, what government reforms or policies actually helped people's finances, and what was a common pitfall that you think people should avoid?
The Ease of Doing Business Act actually help a lot of Filipinos out there. But the problem or the trap here is we tend to loan a lot. Okay, even though we don't really need it. And that's the main reason why I always recommend to my clients that your net income should be at least, let's say, for example, if you earn 100 pesos in a month, your debt should not go beyond 33%. Yes, because if you go directly with 50, 70, you're going to be squeezing yourself. You're going to be stressed. You're going to be having more problems in the future.
Debt ratio that you
Yes, that's correct. Because if you're already on the 33%, that means you're on the first. Yes, on the first seat. Yes. So there's gonna be more people suffering from high interest rates due to, they were asked by the banks to loan even though they don't really like it. All right. So that's why 33% is the rule of thumb for my clients.
Now, David, when you talk to your clients, again, you see so many traps around, but a lot of them don't really see it. Now, if you could give every Filipino watching right now 3 actionable steps to how to strengthen their finances in the current economy, what are these?
In terms of the digital stuff, delete your apps that you're not using anymore. All right. All those apps that's really killing your finances. Okay, I'm not gonna be naming names, but delete all those apps that's not multiplying your money, not multiplying your time, and causing you more brain rot. Okay, that's the first thing. All right. Second, move your money, those funds that excess funds into a tax-exempt investments. All right, you start doing that.
Pera.
Yes, pera, MP, to maximize those because there's gonna be an incentive there. There's gonna be
Those are investments that you put in and you just leave it there for a long time.
yes,
An investment.
yes, exactly. And again, don't withdraw that money, especially if there's an emergency right away. So, and then lastly, I believe that you need to also protect yourself because you are the main cash cow of your family or probably your own business.
That's where insurance comes in.
Exactly. You can go ahead and have a VUL insurance, term insurance, HMOs for entrepreneurs are also important. And lastly, if you're traveling, okay, make sure to also have your own insurance.
And finally, David, now what's the single most important money principle Filipinos must understand today, to not just to survive but to thrive?
Well, don't just consume, be part of the economy wherein you build business or create more value to your community so that in exchange for a certain amount of money so that if you can create more value, then you end up having more income.
David, thank you for your insights. A lot of learnings, and hopefully those watching can get a lot of the insights and learn where the traps are and to avoid them. Thank you very much, David.
Thank you, Robert.
Okay, we'll take a short break. Though the news and local markets will be coming up. Business Brief will be right back.